Xiaogang dreads family gatherings. They're meant to be pleasant, but turn into competitions. It's a competition about whose kids are better. Xiaogang is asked, work, girlfriend, income, questions repeat. For Xiaogang, who works a regular job, it's overwhelming. This year, before a few dishes, his uncle said, my son, promoted and raised, is busy flying first class, not to work so hard. Facing enthusiasm is tough. At the gathering, my uncle said, my son, despite his promotion, is too busy flying. He's in first class, and I tell him not to work so hard. Earning enough should suffice, but he aims for $1 million a year. Isn't that useless? My aunt added, my daughter is similar. We always sit in first class when flying, and I always tell him not to work so hard.
Earning 30 to 40,000 monthly suffices, but he aims for $1 million annually. Isn't that excessive? My aunt said, my daughter is similar. She could marry well, but insists on being strong. She got promoted to deputy manager and made a down payment for a place. Everyone nodded, bragging about their kids. Then, they turned to Xiaogang. How's your development, Xiaogang? Still in car sales. Tough, and you don't earn much. Should we have your cousin recommend you? Xiaogang was ready. He replied, thanks uncle. I'm still in car sales, but my performance was good. I achieved a goal and bought a car.
They also occasionally bragged about their own sons and daughters. In the end, everyone turned their attention to Xiaogang. So, how's your development going, Xiaogang? I heard you're still in sales, selling cars. It must be tough, and you probably don't make much money, right? Should we have your cousin help you get a recommendation at their company? At least you'd have someone looking out for you. Xiaogang had been waiting for this moment, so he replied calmly, thank you for your concern, uncle. I'm still in sales, selling cars. But this year my performance has been good. I achieved a small personal goal and treated myself to a car at the end of the year. As he spoke, he casually pulled out a key to a Porsche Cayenne that he had borrowed from a friend and placed it on the table. Suddenly the room fell eerily silent. His uncle was stunned for 5 seconds without saying a word. After that, the conversation at the dinner table took a noticeable turn, and the topic suddenly sounded much more pleasant. Xiaogang's family was the poorest among the relatives, since he was little, so back then, they were treated like air by the relatives. They'd throw jabs, but Xiaogang got into college through hard work. After graduating, he joined sales, hoping to earn over $10,000 a month. The first 2 years were tough. He had no sales skills, relying on sincerity, living on just over $3,000 monthly. At home, relatives mocked him, saying, you graduated. Xiaogang had no sales skills. He relied on sincerity. He was living on a salary of over $3,000. He was mocked by relatives. You graduated from college. How are you in sales? Earning a few thousand isn't enough for my son's gas. Despite ridicule, Xiaogang didn't give up. He sought sales advice from the top sales champion daily. A few thousand a month just isn't even enough for my son's gas money. Despite mockery, Xiaogang persevered. He sought sales advice, memorized car info, and handed out flyers during breaks. His resilience grew, and he memorized the key information of each car. When others were resting at noon and night, he was still outside handing out flyers and looking for customers. Gradually, his mental resilience grew stronger, and his client base expanded. This year, he finally transformed from a rookie in the workplace to a salesperson earning over $10,000 a month. At the end of the year, he took out a loan to buy a car, but Xiaogang wasn't happy. The achievements he worked so hard for were hardly worth mentioning in the eyes of his relatives, and he even faced ridicule. They looked down on the car he bought, which cost over $200,000.
Xiaogang, you've already done really well. You don't need to care about what others think. They're just jealous and mock you because they can't stand seeing you do better than them. Life is meant to be lived for yourself, not to please others. This year, you bought a new Porsche, so when you go back, it's not about showing off. It's just to silence them. Don't worry too much about what others think.
Because your world has simply nothing to do with them. They're just mere spectators and can't influence you.